Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tier List Tuesday. Here we are. We are here to talk about one of the probably best action franchises of all time, Die Hard. We are going to look at the Bruce Willis helmed action franchise that changed the way we saw action movies in the 80s, as well as the fact it is based on the Roderick Thorpe novel Nothing Lasts Forever, which is a sequel to his previous novel The Detective, and it eventually just spun out of that. And I believe the second movie is also based on a book called like 95 Minutes or something like that. But it is the creme de la creme in terms of goated people who watch Christmas movies, because it is without a doubt a Christmas movie, and the debate is pretty much done at this point. It's like it's accepted. Now we just need to move on if Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie, which it is. But let's not get too hung up on this. Let's talk about one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. And obviously, guys, you can vote in there is a link in the live chat for the tier maker list. So if you guys want to go vote on that, you can. But of course, before we properly get into this week's, we have to get into last week's, and that was Thanksgiving movies. We're moving from Thanksgiving to Christmas. So with all of this, just gonna quickly go over this as fast as we can. This was my personal list. For the most part, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, SAB, not an SOB, but SAB. Then Garfield's Thanksgiving, much of the same, SAB. Miracle on 34th Street, SNA. Rocky, S and D. Somebody voted one of the greatest boxing movies and one of the greatest sports movies of all time, a D. Damn. All right. Somebody is not goated in this chat. Then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, SNA. Prisoners, SA and B. Tower Heist, A and C. Adam's Family Values, S. All right. And B, Freebirds, B and D, and then The Big Chill, A, B, and C. The most votes, most of them are in S. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Rocky, Adam's Family Values, Miracle on 34th Street, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and Garfield's Thanksgiving. Then for Freebirds and Prisoners, I gotta say, y'all got some weird opinions up in here, but Freebirds and Prisoners are on B, and then Tower Heist and Big Chill are at C. And then the average vote is that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles are on S tier. Then Charlie Brown, Garfield, Adam's Family Values, Rocky, and Prisoners are at A. And then Tower Heist, Big Chill, and Freebirds are in B. But that is it for last week. Boom, fairly easy. This is going to be this is going to be even easier because there's only 5 movies to talk about today. And I think most can agree on which one is which. But yeah, okay. But now we have our this week, our Die Hard week, and of course you guys, I have no clue what the fuck, what's with the hate for Rocky. That was the thing. Who the fuck voted D for Rocky? Get the fuck out of here. Come on, that's bullshit. But by the way, Acres of Movies, Tony Randall, Caleb, all in the chat right now. Thank you all for watching. But obviously, you guys voted for the in the poll for Tier List Tuesday, up against Avengers movies, with Avengers Doomsday coming out almost exactly 1 year from now. Then you have Santa Claus movies, as in the Santa Claus franchise, the 3 movies and the show, and then Die Hard, another Christmas classic that is, of course, going to be talked about as well. And then Lex Luthor actors, that was a leftover from last week, and it seems like that and Avengers movies is going to be moving on to next week, and that is going to be on our ones for next week. So we don't have that. Obviously, we don't have that poll up yet, but we will be getting into that. So that is what you guys voted for. Thank you for all your votes. Now we are going to finally get into Die Hard. One of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. But even outside of that, Die Hard is just genuinely a magnificent action movie because it was so different from what was done before. This was like this was in the 80s. This was the height of the hyper masculine, toxic masculinity action hero. Like you had Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, these guys that covered in baby oil, muscles and veins protruding out of every type of like socket, and they were just went bigger and bigger and bigger, and like the biggest and the most toughest guys could possibly imagine. And then you have this dude who's hiding, running away, doesn't have big muscles, has a receding hairline, is more smarmy and sarcastic than like you're fired, it like instead of less of like a heroic grit, is more of just like kind of bit of a jackass. So, you know, because the thing is, it's an alternative Christmas movie. It's because it's like it doesn't have enough. People claim it doesn't have enough uh Christmassy things to be considered a Christmas movie. And the original release date was in July, but I mean there have been other movies that like have come out around that time that are and aren't. Like there's plenty of movies that come out in December that aren't Christmas movies. Are they retroactively Christmas movies because they come out in December? Hell, Silence of the Lambs came out in February. Does that make it a fucking Valentine's Day movie? Like, I don't know. It just I feel like it's a bit ridiculous. Um um there's that. But Die Hard is just ignoring the whole Christmas, not Christmas movie debate. It's just genuinely one of the greatest action movies of all time. Like it's so brilliant. Bruce Willis is endlessly charming and charismatic despite being an absolute jackass. Alan Rickman, the movie that blessed us with Alan Rickman on the big screen because he was mainly a theater actor at this point. This was his first major movie in his 40s, so remember, it's not too late, guys. You can do anything at any age. And he gave us one of the greatest villain performances of all time. And then rounding out you just so many great. You have the Argyle, Ellis, Bonnie Bedelia as Holly Gennaro, and then just uh Alexander Dutanov, I think his name was, as Kal. But yeah, it's just everything. Like I can't think of any like bad things about this movie. Like it's so fucking good that I can't put it in anywhere below S tier. Like it's just amazing. Um Honestly, he might be. Like, obviously, I would have to think about it in terms of what other 80s action movies there are in terms of that. Like, you know, um, but he's definitely up there. So now we still move on to the Christmas side of things. We have Die Hard 2, Die Harder. Um, we have, the whole idea of, now instead of in Nakatomi Plaza, he's in an airport. And now he still has to, it's the next year and Christmas is ruined once again, and he has to do that. Now, William Sadler is the villain, who also does a very good job. This is just one of those cases where they try to get lightning in a bottle twice. Oh, they were doing the Christmas thing. Oh, they're trapped in one location for most of it. Oh, it's this, that, and the other thing. But it doesn't have the same like charm as the original. It's still good. It's still a lot of fun. I'm not hating on it. It's still a good movie. But for me, it's not yeah, yippee Mr. Falcon. It does have some great action set pieces. It's a lot of fun, but it's just a tad bit forgettable. I don't hate it by any means. I think it's fun, but like I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember what like the plot was or like what the villain plot was. I just remember like them shooting. The big thing I remember was like the whole thing with the blanks, like them shooting the people with the blanks and they pretend to die, and there was that whole thing. But I did really like William Sadler as the villain. I think he does a fantastic job. Um, but yeah, I think it's like a very high B. I think it's a solid B. Um, that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay, I totally forgot that. Like plus it's been a while since I've seen Die Hard 2 all the way through, but it's like a solid B. Like it's a good B. I would say low A, high B. It's still a lot of fun. I still really enjoy it. Um so, I really liked this one. Now in terms of then we move on to the next film, the first one that is not Christmas related, that is not um you know but it brings John McTiernan back. It brings in Samuel L. Jackson as sort of like a sidekick. Um and uh Honestly, like it's just one of those movies that's like there's a reason why like it's considered the best next to Die Hard, because when John McTiernan is back, like it feels better. Like Jeremy Irons again, like I don't think there's ever been like a truly bad villain, because like all of the actors, like you have Alan Rickman, you have William Sadler, you have Jeremy Irons, and Timothy Olyphant. Like all of those guys are top tier amazing actors. Like maybe some better than others, but um for me, Die Hard with a Vengeance. I mean, I like Samuel L. Jackson. You have I liked how like you have the personal nature of it, but it doesn't really get in the way. Yes, there is the vengeance aspect of like Jeremy Irons getting revenge for Alan Rickman and all that shit. Like another British guy playing a German, because sure, why not? Um, I think again, it just hits almost every mark, not quite as much as the first one. I think like it's a little bit more gritty, a little bit less refined, but not in like a, oh, this is a cool gritty movie. It just like it doesn't have that same like perfection that like the first one. Like it's like Die Hard isn't a perfect movie, but it's a perfect movie. You know what I mean? Like Die Hard with a Vengeance isn't a perfect movie. I think it has some pacing issues. I feel like the end kind of goes on for a little bit too long. Like it's like, oh, they're in the warehouse, they think they won, then they do this and they do this, and then if you bring in the alternate ending, it's just like, oh my god, another ending. So, I think I think it's overall a great movie. I don't think it's the best, like a lot of some other people have said, but I do think, um, yeah. Although I love how the TV version is just I hate people. It's just like, oh, he's just nihilist. Okay. He's just a nihilist. But yeah, I heavily enjoy the hell out of this movie. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. And with that, I'm gonna put it in A. I'm gonna put it in A. Now with Live Free or Die Hard, I feel like with this one, it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. However, it doesn't feel like a Die Hard movie to me. Like Live Free or Die Hard is good. It's good, but it's just like it has the problem that like Die Hard 2 has, where it's just kind of forgettable. Like to be fair, it's been a long time. I think I watched this when it like first came out, but I have trouble remembering it. Um, you know, I think I remember Timothy Olyphant as the villain. I remember Kevin Smith was in it. I don't remember what the specific um okay, so okay, I looked up what the summary was. I couldn't tell you. Like I remember bits. I didn't watch the uncut version. I watched the PG-13 version, and that's the biggest problem is that it's PG-13, and it lacks the edge that was kind of necessary for um the it lacked that like energy. It lacked that spark that even I would say all three of them had, because it's just like it was like Bruce Willis was at the height of his popularity. Now it's like Bruce Willis is kind of, he's kind of making movies like every other year. It lacks that spark. It lacks what made like the movies like so innovative and interesting. And even like Die Hard 2 had something to it. This again, not a bad movie, not a terrible movie. I don't think live I don't I think for me, I'm like caught in the middle. There are some people that are like, "Oh my god, it's so great, it's so underrated, it's one of the best of the franchise." And then there are the people that absolutely unabashedly fucking despise this movie. Um I mean, they did make Predator PG-13 and it was actually really good. So, there goes that. Um yeah, it's just like, oh, it's like computer related. It's a younger guy. Bruce Willis is like, oh, I'm old. He's like, does the Murtaugh thing. I'm getting too old for this shit. They have like, oh, it's hackers and all that stuff. Justin Long as well, represent. But it's it it just feels safe. It just feels okay. Like it's not bad. I think it's like a solid B tier. I'll be nice. Like I think I'll be nice because I like the movie. I remember enjoying it when I first watched it. But it's been so long. Maybe it's due a rewatch. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe it'll be worse. But for me, maybe watch the uncut version. But for me, I think it was a good movie. It was, keyword being was, the weakest of the franchise, and it's not nearly as amazing as the first one, not as great or as innovative as the third one, and it doesn't have like a certain level of charm that the second one had, even though it wasn't as charming as the first one. Exactly, it's not bad, but it's also not great. And then we get to Good Day to Die Hard. Yeah, let's just do that. Yep. I haven't seen it, but I have heard how truly atrocious it is. And yeah, like you had the whole thing with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. One of his kids was in Live Free or Die Hard, and then the other was in Good Day to Die Hard. And yeah, I've just heard it's terrible. I've heard it's pretty terrible. Um, but that is, our list of the Die Hard films. Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Harder, even though nobody uses the subtitle. Die Hard with a Vengeance, Live Free or Die Hard, and then Good Day to Die Hard. Yeah, nobody wants to. Yeah, that was like the first, like, oh, this is a bad move. This was like, and I know they tried two different um Die Hard sixes. They tried Die Hard, Die Hardest, because Die Hard 2 was Die Harder, so they're like Die Hardest. But then Good Day to Die Hard failed, and then a couple years later they were like, "Oh, let's do a young John McClane prequel," and then that never got off the ground. And considering that um, Bruce Willis has dementia and is in a home right now, we are never going to get another movie in this franchise. So it's kind of a shame that this great franchise had like ended on such a poor note with Good Day to Die Hard. You know, I think maybe like they could benefit from like the prequel treatment, like only because it's sad to see like the last thing we've seen from this franchise is like this allegedly terrible movie. Again, I have not seen it. I'm just going off of what other people have said. I know that's not the best way to go, but Dan is not here to say how good or bad this movie is. So, obviously, prayers for Bruce. Hopefully, he's doing okay with everything involved. But yeah, so now we're gonna go to the live part of it. Let me, do that. Let's go with S B A B then D. So yeah, and now let's, obviously you guys can still properly vote. It's there's only been a couple participants. So guys, go vote. Go vote in the side chat. Because here we have our list. Now this is obviously our list. I just re-inputted it. But the most votes, yeah, Die Hard and Die Hard 2 Well, Die Hard gets S, and then also S and B. Then Die Hard with a Vengeance, both in A. Live Free or Die Hard, both in B, and then both in D. And then the average vote is about this. Yeah, I think that makes sense. But where's everybody that voted for this tier list? So Dan, here was our list. I think that I'm sorry that you couldn't come in and
Oh,
do
it's all good.
properly. I
I had
should
to
have waited
step
a couple
away.
minutes. I apologize, but this looks good. I think you would most likely agree with this. Maybe be nicer, but what? Okay, so have you seen Good Day to Die Hard?
Yeah, that's the last one. Yeah, with Jai Courtney. Yeah, it's
Uh,
not. It's far from the best of the franchise. It's sort of like the franchise petered out, similar to, I think like the latter Rocky movies. Was it like Rocky Balboa or whatever? Like
no, a
it
lot of
gets.
people love Rocky Balboa. Actually,
Well,
it
no.
was
What am I
Rocky
thinking? I'm thinking of
Five.
the Rocky. I'm thinking of the. Yeah, I'm not. My Rocky knowledge is shaky, so I think it's more just like Bruce Willis clearly. I think this was at a point in his career where you could tell he was entering that period where we now know it's with the disease that he has been fighting. Was is it and what's the memory law, like what's the particular, I forget what the
I
specifics of
forget what the specific one, but it's like a
um
kind of dementia.
kind of
I know that.
dementia, right? Exactly.
Also,
um
I will say, Jai Courtney, I think when he's free to do whatever he wants, when he's not in some corporate shithole movie, he can be good. Because he was really good in Dangerous Animals this year. Not the best movie ever, but he was fucking creepy in that movie. And Jai Courtney can do good work, just like how Taylor Kitsch can do good work. It's just he needs a good guiding hand and a proper director, and I think that
right,
was the case there.
yeah, no, exactly. And yeah, ultimately, yeah, Die Hard, well,
Good
a
Day to
good day
Die
to Die
Hard.
Hard. That movie, it's sort of even, it's like almost a co-production with like Russia, like because it's just so much of it takes place in Russia and Eastern Europe. And I think the lead female star in the movie is also like a Russian actress. And they really look, so as far as representation goes, they got that down right. But it was it's it's almost like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull of the Die Hard franchise. I think that's a better comparison, like in the
But
sense that
but
you
Kingdom
have.
of the Crystal Skull was actually good though. That's the thing.
Wait, hold on. Again, I'm misquoting them. What's the one with Indiana Jones' son? Why am I?
No, that's Kingdom of the
That
Crystal
is
Skull.
Kingdom Crystal Skull. Okay. No, I mean, well, because like I'm saying in terms of the general perception, and like people think like that's one of the lesser Indiana Jones movies.
I would say it's more
It,
like Dial Destiny, but
well,
really, it's funny how the Indiana
it's
Jones franchise mirrors the Die Hard franchise. The first one, considered by many to be one of the greatest like action adventure movies of all time. Then the second one, while not a bad movie, is clearly inferior to the first one. Then you have the third one, which many say is just as good, if not better than the first one. Then the fourth one, many say is underrated, but many more say it is also a bad movie. And then the
right.
fifth one, most people think is bad. So I'm like, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just as a
Yes.
franchise, I
Thank
feel
you, Tony.
like you guys were, yeah, frontotemporal dementia. There you go. Thank you for pointing that.
Yes.
Yeah,
But would you agree with all the others? Like Die Hard is S, Die Hard with a
yeah.
Vengeance is A, Die Hard 2 and Live Free to Die Hard are B, and then
I would probably have placed Die Hard with a Die Hard. You know what? I have a slightly more affinity for Die Hard 2, but I guess if it comes push to shove, I would probably put it between A and B. So B is a good place for it to be. Like
okay.
I that's not.
I really like Die Hard
Yeah,
with a Vengeance. I love Samuel L. Jackson and I love Jeremy Irons in that movie.
yeah,
So
yep.
that's why I put that
No,
there.
it's that was like when they were like, oh, there's a renaissance. Like it's like after the second, the sequelitis didn't quite bite it the way that it did for most people. The second movie, Live Free or Die Hard is one of those like movies of that time. Like you don't make that movie today, kind of a movie. And then A Good Day to Die Hard is like, I think we were getting dangerously close to that time in Bruce Willis's career where he was just doing straight to DVD movies, and just mostly for the paycheck.
Yep.
And again, that's not a slight on Bruce Willis himself, considering like what we know about him and what he has been struggling with for years with the form of dementia that he has. But yeah, the original Die Hard is still the best and the only one deserving of S tier, and I agree with that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nakatomi Plaza. Dude, you know what? There's actually 6 Die Hard video games and 5 movies. One of them is actually called, I think the second to last video game that came out was Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza. And then there were like 2 of them were called like Die Hard Trilogy and then blah blah blah. So yeah, they actually after the first trilogy, because you can tell there's a big difference. Apparently, after the third movie came out in 1995, Bruce Willis was like, "We're talking about the 4th one," but wheels didn't really get into motion until 2011. So like, well, 2011.
I would say if you want to watch
but like
a really good
2004
Die Hard movie,
yeah,
a good modern Die Hard movie with Bruce Willis, just watch Red. It's so much better. Like it's better than both Live Free or Die Hard.
Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
Red 2 is but like Red, the first Red, which is a shame because I think that had like Brian Cox or Anthony Hopkins in it, like a really good actor, and they just kind of shit the bed. But Red, underrated. That's a great movie. Red 2 sucked, but like
Red, the first Red movie is very underrated and absolutely
because it had that like humor, it had that like tongue-in-cheek attitude, like the first Die Hard. The action was great. I would say Mary Louise Parker kind of stinks, but like the rest of it, like John Malkovich was great. Like all of them were so good.
It's one of the few John Malkovich movies I actually like. Like I'm not a big fan.
John Malkovich?
Not most of his work. I don't know why. It's just something. Yeah.
But yeah, but that's it, guys. That's
it.
Quick. This isn't like 27 bat suits. This is quick, simple, and to the point. Make sure to vote for that though.
Yeah, go vote for it. Like you guys voted for this to be the topic, so go vote for it on the tier list. The link is in the live chat. But also, we do want to point out that we have a Fancast Friday poll up.
Yes.
So go vote for that in the YouTube
has
post section.
The MCU Gwen Stacy has come back from last week, but to keep the theme of Into the Spider-Verse, we also have MCU Miles Morales, and then we were talking about God of War yesterday. So it's
starting to cast.
Throw Kratos in there, and then we're also talking about Batman. How we're like, oh hey, honestly, let's do another Batman one. So it'll get us the views, guys, because Batman always sells. So
So you got Kratos, you got MCU Gwen Stacy, MCU Miles Morales, and DCU Batman Redux because we already did it before. So 3 men in a tier list. Tony, seems like that's what's going on while we're live.
Where's the third man?
I think Tony's referring to himself, but thank you, Tony, for being here with us live. Of course, if you guys are watching after the fact, make sure to go vote for Fancast Friday. We'll see you back tomorrow on DCU Daily, and then of course, we'll be back on Thursday, and then with Fancast Friday and DCU Daily on Friday. There is a hot take debate on the show tomorrow on DCU Daily, so you guys can go post your hot takes in the community section of the YouTube channel, because that's where we have a post for that as well. So you can vote for Fancast Friday. You can go push your hot take for the hot take debate, and we'll see you tomorrow. It's been fun. I mean, if this is the first tier list of the month of December, for a Christmas movie, technically Die Hard, then I can only imagine we're gonna get more Christmas themed tier list the rest of the season.
Hell yeah!
So, can't wait. Yeah.
But remember, everyone, fight for justice, do all the things. Make sure to vote in the tier maker and the Fancast Friday poll, and then we're going to have a tier list Tuesday poll up soon for next week. But until then, stay #blessed, do all the things. Merry Christmas, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Mr. Falcon?
No, motherfucker.
Okay.